Bienvenidos, worldwide fans of the planet's hottest entertainment with an edge. Jaime En Fuego here for my namesake program, Enfuegotainment. That's right, and doing another trailer reaction, which you know I only do these if it's a film that I have massive amounts of interest in. It's not like, okay, every big tentpole thing, every, major studio thing that's getting lots of press coverage, whether it's, Deadline, Coming Soon, Collider, THR, whoever the hell it is. I don't cover everything, but I do cover stuff I'm mad interested in, which includes The Kingsman, originally titled The Kingsman, The Great Game. Apparently they decided to drop that second part, and as opposed to being a third Kingsman film, which is apparently still in development after The Golden Circle, this is a prequel. So they're doing the Underworld thing. I know there's a few other franchises who have done two films, a first and a sequel, and then jumped back to get some backstory stuff going. And yeah, it's apparently what they have decided to do here. My dude, Matthew Vaughn, fantastic director, back once again producing and directing and very loosely adapting the Mark Millar comic book. And I guess one of the writers who's done some scripting on Stranger Things, who isn't a Duffer brother, he's apparently writing this script. And yeah, prequel. Ralph Fiennes? I've never pronounced his name properly, unfortunately, but he's a badass actor, and I've always admired him in pretty much everything except for maybe Avengers or whatever. But yeah, aside from that, yeah, I gotta say, this is a film that I have a great deal of interest in because I loved the first movie. And I thought the first movie was going to suck. From the trailers, I was just like, man, they're getting some, kind of ghetto, attack the block type, hood British kid, and they're turning him into James Bond. But when I finally got around to watching it at the behest of so many friends of mine, Lord, awesome, and much like they made, Eggsy all dapper and stuff, that's what I'm doing for this, rocking the Steven Seagal, and, second film I didn't love, but I still had a lot of fun with, despite it going way sillier than that first one. The first one was like just the right balance of ultra violence and cheese, and I mean, second one just went way for the cheese factor, but I still had fun. Julianne Moore, I wasn't so fond of her as the villain, but it was fun to see Colin Firth back, and yeah, I'm very curious to see what this. I guess it takes place like either during World War I or shortly thereafter, or something. Maybe it's in between the first two World Wars. All I know is that yes, it's right around that early 1900s time period, and I mean with a title like The Kingsman, the apostrophe being of crucial importance here. Yes, this is the beginnings of the agency of the Kingsmen. And I'm hoping they don't make it too serious, because the best thing about this series is how it didn't take itself supremely seriously. It was violent and fun, and I love action comedies where there is a nice amount of comedy. I was just talking about this when I reviewed Stuber the other day, a current action buddy cop type movie that you have out there right now. I love stuff like The Big Hit and Midnight Run, and that stuff is way up my alley. So let's see what this trailer is all about, shall we? Andale. Okay, so Battlefield right off the bat. That's a dad joke. I'm not even a parent. So, based on attire, I'm thinking that's World War I.
Throughout time,
really digging the music.
Our people robbed, lied, and killed.
Yeah.
Until one day,
yeah, World War I,
we found ourselves noblemen. But that nobility never came from chivalry.
Yeah, he's in it too. Okay.
It came from being tough
Dimoju or never.
and ruthless.
He's in so much lately. Matthew Vaughn shoots action so friggin' well.
Real power
It's ridiculous.
is not found running off to war. Real power lies in understanding
Or recruit there, I'm guessing.
you're truly fighting. And how they can be defeated.
Dope. That's right, 2020 now, because it got delayed. Going for that Deadpool money.
I know you want to fight, but But there are other ways of doing your duty. Come on.
There it is. Film is not yet rated. Well, I definitely hope it's R-rated. I'm going to mute this and bring it back so we can just look at this beautiful imagery, because as I mentioned, damn does Matthew Vaughn know how to shoot a movie, whether it was First Class, whether it was, I believe Layer Cake was his directorial debut, if I remember correctly. Love that Daniel Craig flick. It had some serious Snatch flavor to it, and, you know, Matthew was a protege of Guy Ritchie's, so those correlations made sense, but man, Vaughn's stuff is so dope. I mean, Kick-Ass and, you know, the couple Kingsman films and stuff, and so this trailer, unfortunately, did exactly what I was worried it was going to do, though. As amazing as this looks visually, as badass as this looks for a period piece action film, not a note of humor anywhere. And that's what really made the Kingsman series special to me. You know, that's what set it apart from the pack. I hope that just... you know, we do get some of it sprinkled in there, and I'm assuming we will, but this is very apparently going for a much more just serious tone. It's not... I must admit, it doesn't look as fun as the first two, and that's not... I love a serious war movie, guys. I genuinely do. I am so all about that. But that's not in the spirit of the Kingsman, at least for me. So while I'm stoked for this movie, I must admit my enthusiasm hasn't waned, okay? But it is doing exactly what I was apprehensive was going to transpire. But damn, does this look good. I'm loving the costuming. I'm loving just the viewpoints of some of the action that we're seeing here. I mean, I'm stoked for this film. But I really hope that we get more of a balance of tone and at least some of those hallmark just beats and, you know, and bits and stuff that just made this series so fresh and so special to me, and not just a James Bond clone. But obviously this is way even beyond that, with as far back as we're going, if it is World War I, and we've seen the trench warfare and the gas masks on and all this stuff. But there's some startling imagery in this trailer. So I don't know. I'm still excited, but I don't know. I have reservations, I guess you could say, but it still looks really badass from a visual standpoint, and the action looks sick. So yeah, I'm not going to begrudge it any further. But yes, I believe it comes out February 14th, as I mentioned at one point. Yep, February 14th, 2020. It was originally coming out in November, and as 20th Century Fox was being acquired by Disney, there were certain release schedules that were shuffled around, and this was one that, I mean, November, Oscar season of sorts. Based on the serious appearance of this film, I can see why it was initially slated to be put there, but yeah, I'm not sure the studio politics exactly with the 20th Century Fox assimilation that transpired that probably had something to do with this, but who knows? I'm just making guesstimations now, and there's rumors of a big cast of all kinds of other people, from Aaron Taylor Johnson, I want to say, who was Kick-Ass, you know, the original Kick-Ass at least, to, you know, there's rumors Liam Neeson is in it, but that's apparently been shot down a few times. Who knows, maybe he's just cameoing. But yeah, once again, I'm just going to leave it be and say, even if this isn't in tone like the first two Kingsmen, I'm still very excited to see the formation, and I just have to go in with an open mind about it not being in the same vein, perhaps, as those first two films. So, I have been Jaime En Fuego. Y'all have been awesome, as per always. You can find me on all social media sectors like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, here for Enfuegotainment. But I also have a guest spot that I am very happy to be a regular for. It's a program called Show Business that is every Monday evening, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's basically where we break down the weekend numbers as to how films performed, what did good, what did bad, and underperformed and disappointed and stuff on both a domestic and an international level. But the granddaddy of them all, obviously, is none other than the horror show. And yeah, we've been doing that for a number of years now at this point, creeping closer to 28,000 of you awesome peeps just showing us love and support there. We do trailer reactions. We do movie, comic book, television, novels, all kinds of reviews of all of those things. Plus, we do unboxings, convention coverage, and yeah, all kinds of fun stuff there as well. So, Show Business, that's on the Willis Screedia YouTube channel. And then obviously the horror show. Just go to youtube.com/the horror show channel and you can get all of that information. So, yes, I guess this is going to be it for this trailer reaction. And yes, I'm still excited. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I just have some reservations, as I mentioned. So I'm going to end with my signature sign-off, guys, and say until the reel of Ka, I almost fudged that one, comes around once more, I shall say hasta luego, cinemigos, and constant viewers. But I am hopeful that we get to share more of this film palaver sooner rather than later. And until that instance occurs, peace out.